Welcome back to Vendo's podcast, guys. We're so excited to be here because it is all of our first time on Vendo's podcast. My name is Carmella, your host and one of Vendo's strategic Walmart.com account managers, and I am joined by Chelsea and Pablo, who are also strategic Walmart.com account managers on the team. For those of you who are new here, Vendo is a growth marketplace agency focused on Walmart, Sam's Club, Amazon, and soon Target. We're here to provide you the most up-to-date content, and today we are going to be discussing how to successfully launch a brand on Walmart.com. Before we jump into how to successfully launch on Walmart.com, Pablo, why don't you explain to us some of the site changes that we're seeing now on Walmart.com?
Yeah, sure. So as I'm sure most people have already noticed, Walmart.com has been totally revamped. So it has a cleaner, crisper look, and everything has merged onto one page. So the primary goal of the new website was to merge what Walmart referred to as their two hallways. So previously, if you wanted to order items for online grocery pickup or wanted groceries delivered to your doorstep, you would have had to navigate to a separate site, or as they refer to it, their separate hallway, to specifically shop for items that are eligible for this experience. So if you wanted to buy oranges, you couldn't go on the Walmart.com regular website, you'd have to go somewhere else. Now with the new site, it all lives on the same page. Now, when you're interested in getting your products today, all you have to do is use Walmart's new filters that allow you to filter items based on when you need them by or your preference in either delivery or pickup. The site in general is a lot cleaner. So the filters are removed from the left-hand side navigation. There's just less clutter in general. You can add items to your cart in multiple quantities on the shelf without having to click into the actual product display page. They added related keywords below the filters in order to navigate quicker to specific search queries. Walmart essentially simplified the whole experience so customers have a much cleaner and smoother shopping experience. And this also applies to the Walmart app. As before, there was also two separate hallways. They've merged into one now, and it's much easier for customers to shop all their needs in one shopping cart and check out all at once. Although this experience is more aesthetically pleasing, it does come with some downsides. For what is expected to be at least a few months, there will be no below the fold content on any product display pages, and videos that currently existed on the old site are no longer visible on the new site. Majority of banners are still not viewable on the new site, so the brand page experience will also be for a future update. And if you had any items that were bundled in either inflex kits or choice configurations, non-choice configurations, those are all gone from the new website. And Walmart is working on tools to build new experiences, similar experiences. So we will see more in the coming months.
Thank you for going into that. There's a lot of changes going on, so very exciting. Also, for future Walmart sellers, or maybe those who just might not know the difference between the channels that are offered at Walmart, can you also explain what the difference between owned, DSV, and marketplace is?
Sure, I can break down the three channels. I guess it makes sense to start with marketplace. So essentially being a marketplace seller on Walmart.com is a very similar experience to being a marketplace seller on Amazon. As a marketplace seller on Walmart, you are able to list your items on site and have full control of your retails. Walmart takes a 15% commission from each sale, or it can be more or less depending on what department your items fall into, and generally have full freedom to list any items you want. And as a marketplace seller, you also have your vendor name listed under the sold and shipped tag, under the add to cart button, under the inside the display page. You have full control of your shipping terms. So as a supplier, you decide whether or not you offer free shipping. You're also responsible for fulfilling items unless you enroll and are accepted within Walmart's new program, Walmart Fulfillment Services.
Oh yeah, that brings up a great point. Why don't you explain to everyone what Walmart Fulfillment Services are in case they might not know?
Sure. So Walmart Fulfillment Services is a relatively new program Walmart launched in beta last year and is now accepting suppliers on a per case basis to participate in a service that's comparable to Amazon's fulfillment service. So there's a one-time fee to ship the items to Walmart fulfillment centers that is determined by the size and weight of the item. And then a monthly fee is calculated by the amount of cubic feet your products are taking in Walmart's warehouse. The great thing about this program is that your items will show on site as sold and shipped by Walmart, which helps with conversion. And Walmart offers free 2-day shipping on all items. Now, currently, there is no set limit on how much you can send to the fulfillment center, but Walmart will ask for a volume estimate to anticipate how much space they'll have as the inbound orders that suppliers submit. Walmart will generally look at the sales velocity and the space they have available to determine whether or not they accept that order.
Yeah, great. Thanks for explaining that part. Marketplace is a great way to launch if you're a new brand, by the way. But let's talk about the next channel, Dropship.
Oh, sure. So with Walmart's Dropship program, you're able to ship products from your warehouse and utilize Walmart's partnerships with UPS, USPS, and FedEx to ship items to customers in 2 days from your facility. So in order to participate in this program, suppliers need a contract invitation directly from Walmart's merchant team. They will generally look for suppliers with high volume. Now, Walmart will cover the cost of shipping, so suppliers don't have to worry about that. Suppliers, however, are responsible for fulfilling the items at their own distribution center. And the supplier and the merchant agree to pre-negotiated item cost. So Walmart will have full control of the retail, and they will generally price match Amazon. So make sure to anticipate that when evaluating your channel strategy. The items will be displayed on site as sold and shipped by Walmart. And as mentioned before, that helps with conversion. This program is best for suppliers that want to utilize Walmart shipping services, but aren't quite ready yet to be accepted into Walmart's owned inventory program. It's also great for suppliers that have products that cannot be stored in Walmart's warehouses for logistical reasons, for example, live plants.
Great. And lastly, let's go over the own channel when working with Walmart.
Sure. So with Walmart's own channel, this program allows suppliers to house their items in Walmart's fulfillment centers at a pre-negotiated item cost. Walmart will buy an initial quantity, and then Walmart will replenish their inventory automatically based on their internal forecast. Now, you need an owned agreement contract invitation, just like Dropship, from a Walmart merchant to be invited into this program. Walmart will have full control of pricing, and they'll also be able to take care of your fulfillment and offer free 2-day shipping to customers. Essentially, this is the most hassle-free program that Walmart offers, because essentially they buy a certain amount of inventory, you as a supplier fulfill that inventory, and Walmart will take care of the rest. Now, the suppliers in the own channel generally work closely with the merchants to ensure there's a healthy weeks of supply to avoid running into overstock and out of stock issues. So yeah, those are the 3 channels. And to summarize, essentially what will determine your channel's strategy as a supplier is three things. So 1, the importance of pricing control. 2, current fulfillment and shipping abilities, and how much money you would save by Walmart handling those services. And 3, Walmart's interest in you as a supplier, because as mentioned before, in order to participate in the Dropship or the OWN program, you must have a direct invitation from a Walmart merchant.
Great. Thanks for explaining that, Pablo. It's important when launching a brand to know which channel you want to focus your business on. So let's jump into what makes a successful launch. Chelsea, why don't you break down the top 3 essentials for launching a brand on Walmart.com?
Yeah, for sure. So from my experience, there are 3 kind of key things that a brand can do to really distinguish their listings when launching on Walmart.com. The first is to really focus on making sure that you have high quality content. And especially with the new site merger, as Pablo mentioned earlier, all of the enhanced content is currently on hold until next year. And so as a result, core content has really become the greater focus here. And what I mean by core content is things like the product title, the image carousel, and the product descriptions. It's definitely really important to have copy optimized with relevant keywords to your product type, since copy is one of the most important factors for relevance on Walmart.com. And then, of course, images are also really important to have on site. Brands can really utilize that carousel space in a really creative way to kind of convey product and brand value to the customer. And this can be done by utilizing more than just your average product shots or your angle shots, kind of including things like images with overlays or infographics or lifestyle imagery can really help inform the customer on their purchasing decision, especially if you are a new brand on Walmart.com. And then I would say the second kind of most important thing to consider when launching a brand on Walmart.com is just making sure that your products have strong ratings and reviews at the time of your launch, especially if you are a new brand launching with your products. With ratings and reviews already existing on the PDP will not only give you credibility in a competitive landscape, but it will also support that omni-channel shopping experience that Walmart is really looking for. So just to throw out some statistics here, we're seeing 85% of Walmart shoppers will actually look up a product online or through the app prior to making a purchase in stores, and around 70% of shoppers will use reviews to evaluate similar products before purchasing. So knowing this, partnering with a review generation service such as Bazaar Voice or Home Testers Club can really help increase that discoverability of your products on Walmart.com. And then lastly, I would say the third essential for launching a brand on Walmart.com is to invest in advertising within the Walmart.com ecosystem. So 90% of America shops at Walmart, and digital ad solutions such as sponsored products on Walmart.com can really help secure prominent placements on site that have a ton of foot traffic and ultimately lead to more brand awareness and conversion.
That's great. Thanks for sharing that, Chelsea. And just so everyone knows, that is something that us as account managers on the team can assist you with when launching your brand owned or DSV. So let's get a little more specific and talk about launching owned versus launching DSV or marketplace. Chelsea, let's start with owned. What are merchants looking for with new brands launching on Walmart.com?
Definitely. I think merchants are looking for brands that are new and innovative to bring into their assortment. I personally have been seeing a lot of direct-to-consumer brands, maybe with a younger following, a very strong social media presence, or even clout, or any sort of really like innovative brand in kind of a heritage or legacy space. Any kind of brand with maybe a product that fills a white space at that everyday low price that Walmart is looking for. And of course, any brand that really comes to the table prepared with that omni-channel strategy as well.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Everyday low price is something that is so important to Walmart. And I think that is why they're bringing in these D2C brands. They're coming up with things that are going to stop people at the shelves when they're walking in the stores. They're going to stop people online. They're going to bring in this following. We see that a product can literally be sold out in Walmart from going viral on TikTok. And these type of D2C brands are definitely bringing that in. We know that with DSV and Marketplace, it runs a little bit differently than owned. So let's kind of dive into launching with DSV and Marketplace. Pablo, what would you say is the most important part when launching on Marketplace or utilizing DSV?
Sure. Those are two slightly different. So here, let me start with Dropship. When launching with Walmart's DSV program or their Dropship program, it's essential that you do plenty of research into the 3PL you want to use. So the biggest mistake I see when suppliers set up their Dropship account is they get their items set up correctly in the system. It's all in anticipation of launch by a specific day, but then establishing an EDI or API connection between the supplier, the 3PL, and Walmart can take several weeks, if not months. So it's important that you have EDI or API expertise on your team to help work with your 3PL to establish this connection. Of course, this isn't required, but most suppliers choose this route because otherwise, Walmart requires inventory to be updated manually every single day. So most suppliers opt to use a 3PL provider. Now, as Chelsea has alluded to before, with Dropship, with Marketplace, and with Owned, it's important to have high quality imagery, copy, good ratings, reviews. Now, depending on your relationship with the Walmart merchant as a dropship supplier, they may or may not help you get more visibility during your initial launch. In any case, I highly recommend launching with an external ad strategy, working with WPA to gather significant traffic from the get-go. You want to make sure you get off to a strong start when launching on Walmart.com, regardless of whether you're dropship, owned, or DSV. Now, it's important to ensure you're able to fulfill and ship the items within 24 hours of the order being placed as a dropship vendor. And I recommend offering your entire assortment with Walmart's dropship program to give your brand as much visibility as possible. So that's Dropship. Now, Marketplace, when you're launching on Marketplace, it's similar to Owned and Dropship, where you want to have the high quality imagery, copy, etc. Now, it's different here since your price isn't being controlled by the merchant team. So it's also important to have a price strategy that is competitive with the other third parties selling the same products as you on site. So Walmart gives buy box priority to the seller who offers the lowest price, similar to Amazon. Walmart wants their customers to be able to come to shop on Walmart.com and be able to find the lowest price on the market. And if you're not having a competitive price, you're not going to be seeing any sales, which hurts your top line, your advertising campaign, everything. So you want to make sure that's primary focus. And since the buy box takes into account the shipping expenses, it's also important to offer free shipping. And I highly recommend doing 2-day shipping as well. One advantage that you can take advantage of as a marketplace or a dropship vendor, where it's not as common within stores or owned, is value packs. So a lot of suppliers, when they're in stores or in Walmart's own channel, they sell single items and generally don't focus as much on value packs. So this is where you, launching as a marketplace supplier or a dropship supplier, you can take advantage of and list 2-3 packs, different bundles with items in your assortment, and have entirely separate listings that attract customers because of the value you're providing. The last thing I'll say about Walmart's marketplace is once you launch, you want to work towards getting that pro seller badge as soon as you want. It's like getting verified on Instagram or Twitter. We go more into what it takes to get a pro seller badge in episode 62 of our podcasts. So make sure you guys go check that out. But yeah, that's all I have to say about the marketplace and dropship launches.
Thank you, Pablo. And whether you want to launch your items owned, DSV, or marketplace, we can take care of all of those needs for you at Vendo. I do want to thank Pablo and Chelsea for giving us a better look at how to launch a brand on Walmart. Now is a great time to launch with Walmart. There's so many exciting things happening, so many changes. If you have any questions or you'd like to discuss launching your own brand on Walmart.com, definitely leave a comment down below or email us at hello@vendocommerce.com. Make sure that you're liking, commenting, and subscribing to this channel so you can see all of the videos that get uploaded, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye, guys.